Okay, so it is relationship real talk, so I can do it from my bed, right? So I'm having a restful early evening, getting ready for the masterclass that's happening tomorrow, but I wanted to jump in and do relationship real talk for the last time before the masterclass. And I wanted to talk about the lie that happens behind taking ownership, because this one tripped me up for a long time, because blame is so normal. It's so conditioned into us that we don't even clock it. And even for those of us who have done a lot of work on themselves, it can still be this secret, silent trap, right, lie that still trips us up, because we think we're taking ownership and when we're really not. And we're so conditioned to blame, to control, to expect others to change. And it's huge, right? It's a huge theme to talk about in relationship real talk. So it feels like self-responsibility, right? So if you're watching, if you're joining me live, let me know that you're here. It feels like self-responsibility, and it's not, right? It's not when we're in this lie. It's survival mode. And what I mean by that is when we're owning our part while secretly waiting, crossing our fingers, hoping, right? Waiting even for them to take ownership too, right? Have you ever done that before? This is not taking ownership if we are waiting for the other person to take ownership too. And I have definitely done this, right? I've definitely done it. And I'm, taking ownership. I'm owning my part. I'm saying, yeah, this is my bit in it. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I've noticed about myself. This is what I've observed. And it's almost like I'm giving that ownership to get theirs back, right? Giving to get. It's a huge part of the way that we relate with consent, right? Giving to get. I'm only going to give ownership if I get it back. I'm only going to take self-responsibility as long as I get it back. This is not ownership, right? This is giving to get. So there's a language, right, that we use where we're hiding, right, resentment, hiding it. This is like a silent killer in our relationships, resentment. And it comes across like this, yes, I've done the work. Yes, I'm doing the things. Yes, I'm taking self-responsibility. Yes, I'm taking ownership. But they still need to, right? There's an expectation, there's a condition that we put on other people that we're relating to, especially for those of us who have done a lot of self-work, who have done a lot of inner work. And this language, right, it's judgment in disguise, it's expectation, it's control, it's manipulation. Yes, I've done the work, but they still need to be doing it too. Right? It's huge, and I've definitely been in this place of expectation, of expecting other people to change as well, expecting other people to have done the work, and putting these massive demands and expectations on others. So I know that I've done this, and I've got to catch yourself in it. Right? And I have done it not too long ago, where I was working with a few members of my team. And as you know, if you're in a team, if you're in a relationship, if you're in a group, right, the stuff starts to simmer, right? Things go wrong, things don't flow, things don't happen like you think they're going to. The shit starts to hit the fan, and what do, right? Because we can't relate from a cave by ourselves, right, isolated. We can't live like that. We can try. We can go and live in a cave and and levitate and isolate ourselves. And it's not generally what us humans do. So how we move from there in terms of when the shit does start to come up, when things aren't going to plan, what do we do, right? Do we catch ourselves in the performance, right? In the expectation, in the demand, in the manipulation, in the conditioned, right, normalized blame and expectation? Do we do that? Because I had to catch myself. I was taking the self-responsibility, I was taking the ownership, and I still had the sneaky undercurrent that was definitely there, that was saying, well, now it's their turn. Now they need to take self-responsibility. Now they need to own their part in it. Now they need to own their shit, right? And I was just like, ooh, that's lethal, right? It's lethal. And to be able to catch myself in that moment, and I actually shared it with someone else, shared it with a close friend of mine. It was just like, damn, I could see it. This is what was happening. And it was a moment when I realized what I was doing, that I was lying to myself, right? I was lying to myself that I was taking self-responsibility and ownership because I was still expecting them to do the same. And this here, right, is about power. This is about a very different way of relating in terms of getting out of these blame cycles, getting out of these power dynamics, this old relationship technology where we just point the finger, where we make it about everyone else outside of ourselves, the circumstances, the people, yeah, and we're not bringing it home to understand, yeah, with radical honesty, that it doesn't matter what anybody else outside of ourselves is doing. It does not matter. The only thing that matters is what you are doing, how you are showing up, what you are thinking, what you are feeling, how you are behaving, right? What the you that you are bringing to your relationships. That is the only thing that matters. Hey, Sarah. Mwah. That is the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. And this is like the core of the work that I do, right? It's not about them. It's about you. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, right? And there's a beautiful, very powerful reason, a premise that I love to share in the work that I do, is that we create it all, right? We create it all. If someone is treating you in a way that you do not like, you are accepting it, right? You're tolerating it. And if we expect everyone else outside of ourselves to change, then we're literally giving our power away, right? We're giving our thoughts, we're giving our feelings, we're giving our peace of mind, we're giving our joy, our aliveness, we're giving it all to them, right? And saying, please look after it, please, right? If we are expecting other people outside of us to change so that we can be okay, right? That is not an empowered place. It is not an empowered position to sit in relationships. If we know that we create it all, if we know that everything outside of us is simply a reflection of what's going on inside, we are in such an empowered place, yeah, when we position ourselves like that. Because I don't know about you, and answer in the chat box below if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, that we can't change anybody around us. We can't change or control the people around us. And I tried it for 40 years. It doesn't fucking work, right? I tried it with all of my partners. Yeah, I tried it with all of my friends. I tried it with my kids, and it doesn't work. I tried it with my parents as well. I even tried to get my mum to change, right? It doesn't work, right? When we go in here and we change in here and we bring a different version of ourselves in here, and that is true ownership and self-responsibility without expecting anything from anyone outside of us, then that is the most empowered position that we can take in our life and our relationships. And it takes some commitment, it takes some intention, it takes a lot of self-work, right? And that is the relationship work that I do. So I've actually renamed myself as the self-relationship expert, right? I coach people, I help people alchemize the way that they relate in relationship to themselves, because that then informs the relationship they have with everyone else. Boom. So much easier, because as I just said, we can't control anyone else or anything else outside of ourselves. When we go inward and we do the alchemizing in here, we do the work inside, because it's an inside out job, not an outside in job. Everything outside of us magically transforms, right? Wow. And that comes from taking true self-responsibility, true self-ownership, and not expecting it to come from outside of ourselves. So it's a juicy, juicy topic. There will be much more coming in line with this level of consciousness, this level of new relationship technology tomorrow at 10 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time, where I will be delivering an epic 2-hour masterclass. And y'all invited. It's called Unfuck Your Relationships. And that's exactly what it is, right? How do we unfuck the relationship that we have with everyone outside of ourselves and everything outside of ourselves? We unfuck the relationship that we have with ourselves first. So that's the focus. It is going to be some next level content, some next level fire, and I'm really excited to see you all. The link, I think I put the link under this video or above it, wherever it's sitting. If you can't find it, let me know and I will get it to you, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the Zoom room. Ciao.